Annual Metro League Student Athlete of the Week award goes to Braden Smith. Braden confidently led the team down the field in the final 58 seconds of the game to pull off the come-from-behind victory.
Well, Smith is crossing midfield. He's got some room across the 40, down to the 30. He's still going. He's going to be brought down about the 25-yard line. So Braden Smith for about 27 yards.
Braden Smith, Seattle Prep Junior quarterback, is this week's Rainier Avenue Radio Metro League Student Athlete of the Week.
This is Mondo Bancaro for Mondo's World. We will be discussing some interesting subjects. Sometimes I might even have some guests. So please listen to my show on Rainier Avenue Radio.
What up, y'all? Check out the show. Check out the big show. I'm talking about the Traffic Jam Drive Time Radio, Dirty Harry Radio, of course, Rainier Avenue Radio, Traffic Jam 4 to 6. If I could say it in multiple languages, I would, but I only know one. I'm not going to fake the funk. In the studio with my guy,
Kareem the Dream, the executive producer for Rainier Avenue Radio.
And all the females, all the beautiful women out there are telling me he really is a dream, and I'll say, you know what? That's all I needed to hear. Too much information to Dirty Harry. All right, check out the show Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 on Rainier Avenue Radio. Contest, in-studio interviews, play-by-plays. We give you the ingredients. We're your chefs in the kitchen. Let's go. Kareem the Dream, Dirty Harry, Rainier Avenue Radio. Come on.
2021 is the year of the local election. From fire district commission to school board to city council, there are over 300 offices up for election this year in King County alone. This could be your chance to serve in your community. Running for office can be daunting. We get it. With so many moving pieces, it's important to know what paperwork is due when, how to file to put your name on the ballot, needed for a voter pamphlet, where you can and can't put campaign signs, how to get voter lists. That's where King County elections comes in. Well, we can't teach you how to campaign. We can teach you how to make your run official. Join us for one of our upcoming candidate workshops in April. Thursday, April 1st, 6 p.m. 8 p.m. Saturday, April 17th, 10 a.m. to noon. Thursday, April 29th, 10 a.m. to noon. Join us for one of our upcoming candidate workshops in April to learn the ins and outs of becoming a candidate here in King County. Sign up today at bit.ly King Workshops to get ready to run. That's bit.ly/King Workshops.
RainierAvenueRadio.world is your 24/7 digital media hub. Tune in at RainierAvenueRadio.world. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and TuneIn apps.
It's just different.
Welcome to The Sentiment, a thought-provoking show with discussions that consist of life's experiences. We are bringing thoughts and perspectives out of captivity and isolation into spaces that promote awareness, healing, restores hope, and proclaims victory in everyday thinking and living. Come sip with me.
Hey y'all. Sorry, I'm just grooving a little bit to my intro. Welcome back to The Sentiment. It's your girl, Latrice Chenee. Thank you for taking the time out to tap in, to tune in to what the perspective, the thought, and the opinion is for this evening. This evening is a special evening, which I believe every Wednesday is a special evening, and it is an honor to host this episode of The Sentiment with the lovely Tashiona King. Welcome, Tashiona. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Open the door and
Uh-oh.
see the face.
Oh, this my song.
Doing something new today. What you sipping, girl?
This is that's the one bought me because I didn't have time to go to the wine store.
It's Vito, baby. Yeah. I can't lie. I can tell you're jaded, baby. Wipe your eyes.
I must say, I wasn't here, and this is definitely a nice little anthem.
It's my theme song for my life right now.
Yes, it's a nice little theme song this season from some women.
Is it worth it? Real love, do you think you deserve it? Cut them off, go and find your purpose and get you a nigga that's solid.
You know how I told you I like this song, but I really like the remix.
Baby, get you a me. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl. Get at it.
Hey, you got it.
That's right. That's why I gotta tell myself, girl.
You got it. You hair girl.
Huh?
You hair girl.
I know. I'm
nervous every show, so I try to just.
God, I feel like I'm sweating over here. I'm like this.
I am, but I'm drinking hot apple cider.
Oh, I probably should have had some tea, but I did not for tea.
I typically sip tea.
Oh.
Story behind that. That's how the whole concept came along. Anyway, however, hey girl, hey, welcome to the Intimate.
Wine.
What wine are you sipping this evening?
A Malbec. One of my friends dropped it, but I was like, dang, I don't have it was that or H2O. So
well, you know, it's always good to hydrate.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me this evening. You are listening to The Sentiment on Rainier Avenue Radio with your girl Latrice Chenee. And if you hadn't not yet tuned in, we are joined with the lovely Tashiona King, and this gym is going to lace us with some gems on some of the things that she does and just some fun tidbits about her and who she is and what she has going on. So Tashiona, let's jump right in there.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself, dear.
I'm a mom. That's like the first way that I describe myself, and I'm okay with that. I know people say, oh, you should have something besides your children. I do. But I'm a mom, and that's what I love the most. And I'm a real estate investor, and now I get to add real estate developer to my title. And
yes,
that's who I am. And I'm still recreating who I am. So there's that part.
Always, right? It's a process. Evolution. It's a beautiful thing.
Indeed.
So there's so many facets of you. And I know in our little time that we have, we're not going to get to explore all of it. But I would love to highlight some of the things that you have going on, but most importantly, some things that can help other people. So what intrigued you? How'd you get started in real estate, and what intrigued you about it?
My parents. You know, my dad is what got me started, especially. So I needed something to do. Like when I was going to school, I didn't want a regular job. And so I started doing real estate, got my real estate license. My parents gifted me some money. My dad thought I was going to go on a trip with that. And I decided to buy my first investment property here in Memphis, Tennessee, where I actually live now. And I guess you would say like the rest is history. So I ended up dropping out of school, which was very helpful because at the time my dad got sick. So doing that's what I've been doing since I was 19. I say all I know, dad and being so it just grew from there.
19.
Yes, and I'm 21 now, so I'm just joking.
You look good, girl.
Thanks.
How old are your babies?
7 and 9, and then I have a bonus baby who'll be 20 next month. Yeah, that part. So
yes,
I know, right?
Well, that's
that part.
That's a whole different conversation because that I also have a bonus baby. That is my baby, my only girl too, by the way. So young. You were so young, and it's great to hear that your inspiration was your parents. That is very rare. Only because, well, I can't say it's rare. I think it's very important. Let's go there. I think it's very important as parents that we're able to identify some of the strengths and the gifts of our children, and that we're able to gift them with so they can take it, because that has been a staple for you. You said that's all that you knew, but it sounds like it created freedom for you even at an early age to make the decision to say, I can finish school, I can do these things, and have some type of financial freedom even at the age of 19, which is crazy huge. crazy huge. How did you handle that responsibility at that age?
I think initially I did like what most young people with a good amount of money did. I bought stuff and traveled and picked it. I remember getting into a disagreement with my dad. Like I said, he was sick at the time, and I was saving $800 a month. And my dad was like, you know, you need to save more. And I was like, not feeling that. I'm like, I'm 19 and I'm doing blah, 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 blah. But by that time I was older. But I was telling him like what I had been doing since that age. And my dad started crying. I've seen my dad cry 2 times in my life. And that was one of them. The first time was shortly after my grandmother died, and he was looking at her picture. He didn't know I saw him. But that time he started crying. I was at their house downstairs, and he was on the main floor, and I ran upstairs. And he said, you know, I'm not going to be here always, you know, so I want you to be able to take care of yourself. And he ended up passing away that November. That was like April, because I had just come back from All-Star Weekend, girl, kicking it. Okay, had a and so that's what I did. But my mom often says now, like, oh, I didn't think you were listening to us about certain things. And I was. I just didn't do it their way. But I was listening.
Right. Well, that is awesome wisdom for that father to give you. And that's a hard thing for us to swallow. I know you were like, yeah, right. You ain't going nowhere, my G. Right.
I mean, I really
like, I need you to calm down.
Right. Even the night before he passed away, I was like, I said verbatim, in word, you tripping, like, where you going? You can't leave yet. And he left the next day. So I don't know. I am definitely grateful for the parents that I have, the wisdom. You know, I often say my father's the best man I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. And this year I really got present. The best way that I can honor him, I miss him tremendously, is really by implementing the lessons that he taught me. So I'll be like, girl,
absolutely,
get together. So
absolutely, yeah. That's legacy. That is wealth at its finest. That can create financial wealth as well, but that's wealth, wisdom, legacy at its finest, and that's something that you can give to your children as well. And so there's nothing more beautiful than that, and especially nothing more beautiful than a love for a father and his daughter that I also know. So tell me about your progression. Since you did start so early, tell me a little bit about your progression in the field, and how you got into different areas of real estate. Because you said you started out did you start out as an agent or an investor?
Nope. I actually started off as a transaction coordinator, where I got to see the residential, even some commercial, but the process from start to finish. And so while that was happening, I ended up getting my license, and then I started investing, and then I went into being a project manager. So from Tacoma all the way up to Monroe, where the prison is. I've had several projects where I was responsible as a project manager, where we did condo conversion. So we took apartment buildings and we converted them over to condominiums, and I was responsible for that whole process. And that's where I was really like, man, I think I want to like develop something. I didn't really understand like exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew I liked the project going from something that was messed up to nothing. I've done flips. I mean, almost anything in residential real estate that you can think of, I've done it. I've consulted for clients, done Airbnb. Some clients recognized them for. So it's like, you know, anything in residential real estate, I've done it. And really, after I was unmarried, I was married and then unmarried, I was like, what am I going to do? And I thought I wanted to get away from real estate, but really I'm finding out I just want to integrate it with being a mom. So I've done mortgages before regulation, deregulation, nonprofit housing, like anything in real estate that's residential, I've probably done it.
Have you ever thought about going to the commercial side of things?
Nope, not really my zhuzh, as they say. I've done a couple of commercial transactions. I just, you know, net leases and triple net leases, all that doesn't excite me. I'm like, huh? What? That's not really my.
That's not, what? I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
I tell people all the time, I always have great referrals though. I have great relationships. So if I don't do it in real estate, I know somebody who do. You know,
I know that's right.
Probably ratchet, huh? When I said somebody who do, but
I know
need
somebody
someone
who
that I
do.
can refer to. Yeah.
You have to be resourceful in the field that you're in. That's for certain. So you said you thought you wanted to do away with real estate, but then you said you decided that you just wanted to integrate it with being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
That brings me to one of my next questions I had for you is mompreneurship. You said you are a mompreneur, and one of the things you highlighted at the beginning of the conversation is that out of all that you have done, and you have done quite a bit, you are a fascinating young lady. You said that being a mom is the most amazing thing. And so tell us a little bit about what it is to you, or even just the definition. Some might not know. What is a mompreneur? What does that look like?
Well, for me, I think that as a mom, you get to create what that looks like. I say mompreneur because I'm a mom first, and I'm working on what that looks like. And so initially, especially, you know, after I was no longer married, I was like, man, how am I going to do this? And what I found was I just started including my children and stuff. So, I mean, sometimes that meant taking them on appointments and taking them to projects and having conversations with them. And I do that on the personal side of things. We have conversations about feelings, what mommy's dealing with, what I need, what they need. So my life is really centered around me being a mom and including them in that. And you know, they understand like, oh, okay, this is what you have going on. You know,
Right.
mommy builds, mommy creates. We have conversations about, you know, this isn't necessarily the normalcy where mom is at home with you or you have access. They're not really getting that. I think they're starting to, but they didn't get that because my children are used to me being around them always and them having access to me always. So for me, being an entrepreneur is creating my life around what's most important to me. And right now, that's being a mom.
That is good stuff. I love it. I absolutely love it. So as a mompreneur, what would you share? What would you share for some of the mothers who are wanting to fire their job, maybe, right? I think at some point, I just started a new position this week, but I think at some point, I know, because I am a creative. I know at some point I will move into entrepreneurship. And so what are some of the things that you have for moms, maybe some wisdom, some advice for moms who are wanting to take the next step, or they may have already taken that step and maybe they find themselves a little overwhelmed at times with having the business side, having their own business, but then also trying to balance being a mom because they may also feel that being a mom is priority. What are some things that you can share with them?
And every time someone asks me this question, I'm like, I don't know, you know. But I think the most important thing is being clear about what you want and not looking at motherhood as some either or, like either I'm a mom or I'm a businesswoman or I'm a this. Like you get to integrate that into your life. And I found just being upfront about that, you know, other moms, I find like there's other moms who have that same thing. That's why, you know, during the pandemic, I created this virtual mom community because the other piece is I tell my kids, they think I'm nuts, but I'm like, I'm still learning how to be a mom. And so finding other moms and connecting with other moms, even if it's for nothing more than a venting session or to share what I'm dealing with in business or life, whatever it is, that has been like crucial for me. Because, you know, we have mom meltdowns. Our kids have meltdowns. We have mom meltdowns. So for me, it's like, what do I have to offer? And a lot of times I know I'm guilty of this. We feel like, man, I have too much stuff going on, or this isn't right, or this is messed up. I don't have anything to offer. And I'm reminded like that is not true. And like my community, my circle reminds me like, girl, and when I really look at life, like who has it like all together perfectly? I read a today that a mom put out and was like, look, if you're looking for somebody to offer you something and be perfect without fault, without this, then the only person you need to look to, and if you subscribe to this belief, is Jesus Christ. Because I tell my kids, I'm certainly not perfect. So that's the main thing, and really get clear about what you want. And if you're not clear about what you want, again, you have to find resources, like understanding like you're not alone on an island, and really reaching out to people, because people will help you. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm one for sure to talk you through it, because I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years now. And now I'm just a mompreneur because I have children, and that takes precedent. So to me, that's like the main thing. Figure out what you like and really believe that you can have it, because you can. And I remind myself, like, I get to create what I want for me in my life. And it can either be burdensome when you realize that, or it can be free. And sometimes I go between the two, but I have to remind myself.
Absolutely.
I get to say how my life
Absolutely.
goes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I definitely understand the fine line between the burdensome and the freeing piece. And sometimes that can be a fight during the day sometimes.
Yeah.
Now when I'm doing stuff, I'm like, ooh, child, you're cut from a different cloth. You're going to have to, at some point, you're going to have to take the risk and get a plan and get out.
Yeah. I mean, you just give yourself permission to like recreate yourself. I know I do. And I tell my kids this, like, mommy's going to keep recreating new things until we find something that works for all of us. You know, so my children are at home 100%. They have been for over a year. And even in my house, the way things are structured, we've changed around. My family room is now a classroom. My office is in my bedroom. It's just like, okay, this is working. Keep it. It ain't working. Let's recreate it.
Right. Absolutely. You heard her, y'all. She says it is okay. And please know. And then, sometimes as women, you hear that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it doesn't have to be broken. If it's not efficient, then it still needs amending, right? And I think sometimes we're like, well, it ain't broke. It's wobbling around, but it ain't broken all the way. But if it's not efficient and if it's not serving you and your family, then maybe it needs a little bit of amendments. So it is okay to change. It is okay to recreate. And that is a gem. Thank you for that. It's a reminder that recreation is necessary. It's okay to grow. It's okay to shift. It's okay to evolve in who you are and take the time to actually learn even more about yourself. And like she said, with your family, and integrate those needs. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. That was really helpful for me. I can say that. I don't know, everybody else watching. Also, just a reminder that you all can call in. The number is 206-290-9685 if you have any questions for the lovely Tashiona during this segment. And I'll also make certain that you all have her information. Tell us a little bit about this mom community that you spoke about.
So it's just a virtual mom community where moms can come in and they can get connected to resources. So whether you're a married mom or you're an unmarried mom, you're a mompreneur, you are a corporate mama, a stay-at-home mama, we all have something that, we can offer to the other. Sometimes I sit down with moms either virtually or in person at least 2 times a week. And we have these conversations, and we always end up leaving like one thing. So I was like, okay, people are all across the country. People are social distancing. We can just all come into this one succinct place and get what we need. So what we will be offering are all kinds of like virtual events until we can go live, whether it's fitness, quick meal tips, just things that have helped me. Moms who have businesses, because we want to support them. Moms who need services or businesses, we want to just bring everybody together. So like fitness classes, moms who want to get their sexy back. I know that's something that, I'm committed to, is getting super fine this year. So things about our
super fine.
Yes, super fine. Our aesthetic, our appearance, finance, planning, all of these things. It's like right there in the group. So if you have something that you want to contribute, hit me up. I'll add you. I'll plug you. I know a lot of people. So for me, I'm like, instead of me having all these people in different compartments, I guess, in my life, I'm like, let's bring them all together. So I just want moms to find the joy in motherhood. It can be stressful,
Absolutely.
but it's exciting. It's a blessing. So
It
even
is absolutely a blessing.
we need your wisdom. All the mamas. We need all the mamas.
All the mamas.
Yes.
Calling all the mamas. You heard her. Please hit her up. And her Instagram handle is @Legacy Mama. And that's
Legacy Mama.
I'm sorry, @The Legacy Mama. And is it LEGACYMOMMA?
Yes. And there's a link to the community on the page. And also what I call an intention call. They're free right now. And that's what we do. We create an intention, set a plan, execute it, and fulfill on it. So that's what my life is.
Absolutely. I believe my intention call is set up for tomorrow. I actually did schedule an intention call, y'all. I am extremely about being intentional in every area of my life. And so just the name alone drew me. So as soon as I say intention call, I'm on it. What we talking about? So I believe I have to look at my calendar, but I believe mine is scheduled for tomorrow morning. So I want to make certain that you, because all the wisdom and knowledge that you have, that you're able to share a little bit about those who may be in real estate and maybe be kind of in a space where they're not sure where they want to go, or those who are interested in real estate. What advice or wisdom, or investing and developing, like what advice would you have for them, and what are some starter tips for those who want to get started?
Well, the first thing I almost always preface with is there is no right way or one way to do real estate except for the legal way and the ethical way, right?
All right.
So outside of that, it's really what you like. And so I ask people all the time, what is the result that you want to create by doing real estate? So for some people, it's a monetary result that's their focus. For other people, it's an experience result. Like, oh, I like to flip properties because I saw something on HGTV, although it's not like that in real life. I tell people all the time, figure out what's the result that you want to create. Are you looking for residual income? Are you looking for, quick, a lump sum of cash? Those types of things will help determine, do I do short-term rentals? Do I do new construction? Do I do buy and holds? Am I doing something where I'm buying it and flipping it? There's a myriad of things. I've also started to explore note buying. So it's like really get right. And it wasn't my own idea. But you really get to figure out what you want. And so I say, find someone that you trust. YouTube University is a great place to start, just to kind of pick through and sort through information. But I also believe in coaches. Now, I hire coaches for different area of my life. And I tell people I never hire a coach, or I guess I should put it the other way. I only hire coaches who are actually doing what I'm doing. So real estate coaches, real estate is their main business. I have mentors, those types of things. So there's a plethora of information out there. Start with YouTube University. Understand the result that you want to create with real estate. And remember that the only right way to do it is the legal and ethical way. Don't be out here scamming. Okay. So
what are some scams that people should look out for?
When people want you to send them for a real estate project, when people want you to send them money directly, and I learned my lesson on this. Sometimes people you think like you just really trust. I've learned my lesson. I've learned a 6-figure lesson on this. Okay. You make sure that money goes to an attorney or an escrow agent, depending on the state that you're in. But definitely watch out for that. Watch out for people who want you to send large lump sums of money. Paying people for their time, like to have a conversation, for their knowledge is one thing. But when it's project-based and they want you to wire it directly into their account, nah, homie, we don't do that.
Got it. Remember, ethical and legal.
That's right.
As long as it is those two things, then you're on the right track. Find out what it is that you would like to do in real estate. Find you someone who is doing it and doing it well, and who is willing to mentor you or coach you and build that relationship. You heard it here from the lovely Tashiona. She's telling you what to do. She's done a little bit of everything. She's done it all on the residential side. She is absolutely a gem. I've seen her do some amazing things. I've actually even been to some of her properties that she had been flipping. And so I'm excited for what's to come for you, and looking forward to having more conversation with you and my intention call coming up. Thank you for joining us. It was an honor to have your beautiful self on. Y'all up. Oh, thank you.
Right. Oh, I'm underdressed.
Up next, you all, we have God is Inspiration. Please make certain to stay tuned in and check them out. Also know that we have our high school football games that are covered this weekend by Rainier Avenue Radio, and the Bulldogs. I'm partial to Garfield Bulldogs, so make certain that you are tuning in to support your local sports as well. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. Always lead with love. Show grace and kindness to yourself and to others. You never know who may need you and who may need your grace in your space.
Thank you for listening to The Sentiment. Please join me next time with the next topic and the next guest that graces us with their presence. In the meantime, be blessed and be gracious and kind to yourself and others. Mwah. Mwah.